Hi, I'm Peg Fitzpatrick and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about visual marketing. Visual marketing is using images to capture people's attention in a very strategic way. Attention spans are short. We all know that. Digital has got us going and flipping and scrolling and all the things. So we're going to talk about how you can use visuals in your videos and just images anywhere that you share your brand online to create a fantastic brand and get your message across all the social channels. So let's dig in. Over 10 years ago, I was head of social strategy for a little teeny startup in Australia called Canva. And my job was to help teach people about Canva. I did the social media, I did the blog, I did all different kinds of social strategy things. But I did use visual marketing and content marketing to help people learn about Canva and share their message. Canva has always been very tight on their brand. This was before they had the brand kit in there. It wasn't as easy to do this, but now, today, in Canva, it's so fantastic to use the brand kit and set that up with your brand colors, your logos, your watermarks, any of the things that make up the elements of your brand. These are things that you're going to have to create really before you start doing visual marketing, get your brand set, and then you're going to just get going and you're going to stay solid with it. You're going to use the same colors, the same fonts, and you're going to be very consistent, and that helps people know what your brand is and be familiar with it. There's two different brands in the Coke space, in the cola spaces, in the cola wars as I used to call it, and one of them has had the same logo forever and one keeps changing it. Coca-Cola has had the same since the early 1900s, and they have not changed at all. The same red, the same logo. Pepsi, on the other hand, is constantly changing their logo. They got red, white, and blue. They got a swirl. They have, constantly changing. And I don't know, it's hard to say how that affects sales. They both have been pushing in the market for a long time. I don't even know how many people drink soda anymore. That's how it started, and visuals do matter a lot. There are some brands that we know, we see the Nike swoop, we know it's Nike. It could be a different color. It's usually white. It might be white or black, depending on the color of the shoe. Maybe they have them in all different colors at this point, but we all know that swoop. There's some brands that just really hit it with their logo and their branding. Target is another one. I was going to say some brands are on Target. That'd be a really bad pun, right? Anyway, Target is another brand. They have their Target, they have their red, they have their dog, their bullseye dog, and they are very, very consistent. They obviously use all kinds of photos of their products that have different colors, but consistency is very important in creating your visual brand. So the first place I would start is Canva and creating a brand kit. So let's look at Canva and see how you can do that. So here we are in Canva Pro, and I wanted to show you what it looks like in the brand kit. Like I said, this is the Pro version, which you need to have a brand kit. So from the homepage, you just click on the brand, and then this goes into this section. And you can learn more about it on the Canva website, but you can manage and control your brands and replace your logos. Oh, they have a really cool thing where you can replace a logo in all your designs if you have a logo change. Anyway, so going back to this is, you have the brand templates, which you're seeing. I'm just going to show you what they look like. These are things that are in here as a template, and I can click on this and create a design from it. But we're going to talk about the brand kit today. So you can have multiple brand kits in here. I just have one, but I do have a couple other little things in here, my book club logo and a small biz social logo and a Lucky Clover Media. So I have a couple of things, but I only use this right now for my personal brand, pegfitzpatrick.com, which is this logo. Let's see if it'll pull that up. Nope. Okay, so you can add your logos. You probably won't have as many, but I have like some overlays. I have a little URL that's a sparkly thing, and then they have it in pink also. And then another important thing is to add the colors in for your logo. This pink is really, it's a red, but it looks like a pink, but it's a medium violet. Red is my main color. I use white with that, and then this lighter pink mostly. Every once in a while I use the yellow and the green, but not that much. But I have them in there just in case. And then there's other colors that I have. Then you can also load your fonts in here, and you can load it for title, subtitle, a script font, subheader. caption, quotes. And so every time you use these, it will pop up. So for a quote, let's just say, for example, I'll just add this one and I'll make it 18. And so then every time I go to use that, that is going to be in there. See how easy that is to add? And then let's see, for my body, I'll just do open sans because I like that a lot. And save it. That's how easy that is. You can also add new fonts. You can upload fonts if you own them. You can just click on it, and here's some that I have loaded. You can see these are old ones that were not easy to read, so I will actually delete them. But it's really easy to customize this right in here and just change things, delete them, add them, and then get your everything set, and you don't have to ever play with it again. You can go down and see the different things just by clicking on the side. They added in a brand voice where you can type the brand voice. You can add photos that fit your brand, graphics, icons. Everything is in here. It's really fantastic. So how that works once you have your design. So say, for example, we'll just do a Pinterest pin, and I'll show you how the brand works in here. So you can, gonna not open that in the app. So you can just, we'll pick something with colors. So say, for example, I wanted to use this. This is their template style. You can shuffle through there and pick things. But what we really want to do is use our brand. So you can just change everything. We want to change that blue. So click on the blue, change it to this primary pink, and then you can't see it. It's, let me see if I can scroll up. It says change all. It's a little bit off screen, I think. But if you hit change all, it just changes them all. That doesn't give you a lot of variance in there. So you can try to, play around with it. You can change the gray to this yellow. So you can see how easy it is just to make this match your brand. Like, I don't want this font. So I can go up to, these are ones it's recommending, which is nice. It's giving you a couple recommended. If you scroll down, you'll see my brand. So you can just click on it to match your brand in any of these. So it's really easy just to take your brand kit once you have it in there and apply it to any design that you want. Just as another example though, I'll take that out and I will go into my brand and grab this little logo, and I just click on it and I can pull that right in to the design. It's really easy just to pull your logo in once you have it set up. This one, the pink, I made it all pink, so that's not going to show. So I could use my logo in the white version if I wanted. I can just put that up here or wherever. I could actually put it over that. So you can add your logo in really easily just with one click. Change all the colors. It's super easy to do in Canva once you have your brand kit up. If you do not have your brand kit set up, I highly recommend it. And I hope that this gives you an idea of how you can use your brand and apply it to your designs for your visual marketing. You want to tell compelling stories with your visuals. Every brand has a story to tell, and you need to figure out how you can use your visuals to build that story. Are you in a small town? Show yourself walking around your town. Show your small business. Do visuals that match your brand exactly by giving people a behind the scenes peek, or it can be in front of the camera. Your owner, if you are the owner, you can be the person in front of the camera. Lots of startups started with their founder out front. It doesn't have to be that way. It can be faceless content where you're just showing things in your brand, but you want to be consistent and tell your story in the same way. And that brand story can evolve over time. And Canva, again, is another perfect example of that. They started out with their story and it's kind of changed and tweaked a little bit as they have grown. They notoriously got a lot of no's before they got a yes, and that's part of their brand story, is that it took them a long time to get the funding that they needed to be a startup and to be the powerhouse that they are today. It used to be 100 no's they got was in their story, but I saw yet the other day in a story, it said they got 300 no's from different investors before they got the yes and got all the yeses that they needed to move forward. So your brand story can evolve and grow as your brand evolves and grows. And you want to just keep consistent though. Maybe every once in a while you're revisiting your story and you're getting it out there. But the visual parts of it are not really going to change unless you have a whole big logo change. I hate to just keep using Canva, for example, but another great example is Canva did a big logo change, and it was a different little tweaks to it, but it still has the same overall feeling. It's not like a big, huge change where people freaked out. Starbucks famously had a logo change and people hated it so much they immediately changed it back. Maybe what they needed to do was behind the scenes research with some customers before they launched it. I don't know what happened, but that one is a famous yikes. Starbucks has fantastic branding. Their green color, their logo, they have the mermaid on there, who I love so much, the siren. They do all different kinds of versions of that on their cups, but when they changed their actual logo, that was a no-go for people. So you need to think that people really do get invested in what your brand and your story is. If they like you, they love your story. Allbirds is a company who creates sneakers, and they had a really great sustainable story, and their packaging is sustainable and all these pieces about it. And that was always part of them growing too. So sometimes the sustainable one piece of your brand sustainability is going to be something that's important. And then you would bring that up in different ways. And if you're printing things, you would use recyclable products, safer ink, all those kind of things. There's different ways that you can weave that back into your story by talking about it. In visuals for your brand, you can create videos to talk about your sustainable practices. You can create graphics and talk about it, or it can be in your text, but it's all going to build together into your visual story, this visual marketing that's really going to pull people into your brand and keep them there. Consistency is key when you're building your brand. So you want to make sure that once you get things set, that your brand kit is set up in Canva, your website matches, you're using the same thing everywhere. This really makes people feel comfortable when they come to your brand and they see the things and they look the same. If they're on Pinterest and they're scrolling through, they know what your pins look like. They know that's your brand color. They know that they want to go read that blog article. I hear people say that all the time, that they know my brand pink and they know my logo, and that makes them want to go read it because they've seen things there before. That makes me very happy. I've been a blogger for a long time, probably 12 years or so, and I have a lot of content there which people have been reading, and I have done a couple tweaks to my brand, but there's a lot of things that have stayed very consistent, and I haven't changed the colors or little tweaks to the fonts due to the Google updates because they need to be seen better. Sometimes there's changes that you need to make like that. Google updates say this font isn't easy to read, it needs to be more accessible, and sometimes you're making little tweaks. It's fine if you have little tweaks along the way, making your brand better and building it. It's going to grow over time. You're going to get better at it over time, but you want to be consistent. If you have a bigger change, you can make a bigger announcement and say, we've done a logo change, and, show all the stuff. And hopefully it's not going to be a Starbucks reveal. Just kidding, because you would never do that, right? But you want to just be consistent with everything that you're creating. Be consistent with your story, your visuals, your brand colors, and this will all help people really fall more in love with your brand. Don't be afraid to think outside of the box when you're creating things. Sometimes you'll have a different format, different way to present things. Just don't be afraid to use your creativity and really stretch your brand to make it visually interesting. And every time people see your things, they're like, wow, that's amazing. You want to stay timely and relevant while you're creating things. Styles change over time. You can't get so married to things that you just become a dinosaur. You can see that with people's hairstyles. Sometimes people get a hairstyle and they stay with it. It's not popular and they just stick with it, and eventually they look so out of date. It's crazy. And that can happen with brands too. You want to make sure that you stay timely and relevant. One way to do that these days is use memes in your designs. You can use memes in Canva and create your own memes based on memes that are out there, or you can just use memes and embed a GIF into something that you're creating. You can do that in Canva as well, or you can do it right like in an Instagram story. You can create your graphic with all your branding, and then you can add a GIF or something that's popular in there, current, relevant. If it was just the Oscars, if it was football season, they were all Taylor Swift reactions. You kind of things, just kind of pop culture things evolve and change a little bit. You can stay true to your brand with all your main visuals, and then you can add a little pop of relevancy with something fun like a GIF or something that's animated. People interested. Let's talk about a few places where you can use your visual marketing and your visual branding. Obviously on social media, you're going to have it all over your Instagram posts, your LinkedIn posts, everywhere you're posting online. It can be in your email marketing campaigns, your website, obviously. You could have print goods, you could have packaging. All these places are going to tie all your visuals together. So think about how visually anything that you're creating or touching is going to have your brand baked into it with the colors, the fonts, and the feel to really give people get in touch with your brand and stick to it. So I hope this gives you some ideas on what visual marketing is and how you can use it for your brand, your social media presence, anywhere you're going to create a brand. I hope this gives you some ideas. Again, my name is Peg Fitzpatrick. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please hit the notification bell and subscribe to my channel. And please leave me a comment and let me know what your favorite place is to use visuals to help grow your brand. Thanks for watching.